me, what have they done to you?
I'm permitted to be alone with Her Majesty. Alone. Seul. Comprenez-vous?
Oh, Hubert. I'm so glad to see you. Oh, here. Sit down.
Oh, I don't know how well I'll fit into that.
Oh, here, try this.
Where did you get this?
It was under the tray. The guard must have brought it in with food. Do you realize what this means?
It means Abdullah's troops aren't as loyal to him as he thinks they are.
It means that even here, in Abdullah's camp, Ali's dream is alive. Hubie, it means there's hope. For the people, for Block, for freedom.
It's time. The prisoner will come with me.
Oh, here, can we what I've done to you?
Life didn't get interesting till I met you.
Thank you.
Your Majesty.
And welcome to another edition of I Don't Normally Watch That here on JLG Media. And I'm decided, because I'm doing a lot of soap content, I have a little bit of time off, I've been looking at soaps that I never watched. YouTube and the power of streaming service, I'm able to find some of them. And my first one in this series that I've never watched was Capital. And what you just saw was a famous, her name was Sloane on the show, and she was a very big character on the show. And I had heard about and read about this legendary character's ending. I tried to post it on here, it was not working for me. So you'll have to go on YouTube to see it. Just go Capital final episode or whatever on YouTube, and you'll find it. But the character's ending was the show's ending, and it involved a firing squad. I'm going to say that. I had heard about it, never seen it. So I started there and started going back. This show, Capital, had a great premise, on for 5 years, didn't last that long, in the 80s, and it was on CBS, which I'm going to show you something a little later in the show, but I'll make sure I get this correct. So when I was watching it, I saw these familiar faces, and I was like, people like Terry Hatcher, Constance Towers, Marge Duzay, Deborah Ferrantino, which you just see, actually, Catherine Hickland, Tawny Katane, Tanya Walker, Tammy Wynette, Nicholas Walker, Bradley Lockerman. I mean, the list goes on. And that piece of episode you just saw, written by James Lipton. Yes, that James Lipton of Inside the Actors Studio. The show was created by the Carfs, Stephen and Eleanor. And like I said, almost 200 episodes. John Conboy, who's done other stuff, was the executive producer. It was filmed here in Culver City. It was 30 minutes long. And it was funny. The week it ended, the following week, The Bold and the Beautiful premiered in 1987. And it was the second highest rated soap that week. So it's still on the air. So obviously, Bold and Beautiful did a great job. But the Cleggs were this big family, and it was two families, and it was political intrigue. But piece of what you just saw was their attempt to go into kind of adventure, which a lot of soaps did because General Hospital was doing it and successfully, and Days of Our Lives was doing it, and they were successful too. But the show, I never watched it, and I was like, but it looked like it's a great premise, and there's some really amazing acting on it, actually. But I guess just wasn't glitzy and glamorous enough. It just didn't catch on. There were a lot of soaps at the time, of course, but some of them just didn't. It was 30 minutes. It was like quick and fast in a hurry. But it was brought in to take over Search for Tomorrow's time slot. Search for Tomorrow got upset and said bye and went over to NBC. I should say Procter and Gamble did that so that year. So it was just all this movement around. But I watched some episodes online, some amazing acting, some great stuff. It's a little dated, feels very 80s as I look at it now. Of course, which just happens. This is a soap opera. But it had the handsome leading men. It had the tough women, the bitchy women, tough women. But I don't know. I think even when I was watching it, I feel like it was lacking something. There's just something. I've seen other political shows, obviously, that do nighttime ending to do really well. For some reason, it was lacking. In my opinion, didn't have it. It was good and it was competent and all that. And I want to watch some more episodes, just kind of see just more in there. But I think that it felt like it was missing something. I don't know what it was. It was missing something. But also, the time slot was crowded, and there were a lot going because it was opposite like Another World, One Life to Live. They were all big at that time. But just watching the show on its own, just outside of context of all that and ratings and everything, it was a competent show. And I mean, I wish it could have. I didn't watch it, but I wish I could have got into it. And it's like I said, great premise. So I'm gonna show you now the promo for it. And like I said, you can go online and find pieces of episodes here and there. That's what I've been kind of doing. YouTube's always great for that. It's not streaming anywhere else. But just a shout out to Capital and all the folks who worked on the cast and crew, everybody who worked on it. And I will do some more of the soap shows that I haven't watched and watch some of their stuff too. So stay tuned for that. I'm James Lott Jr., and I will talk to you next time.
Capital. Two feuding families meet face to face.
Stay out of Washington.
We're here to stay.
And two lovers are caught in the crossfire.
I'm not gonna stay away.
But will Tyler's reception end in triumph or tragedy?
I'm gonna hang him from the nearest tree and watch him swing.
Capital, weekdays on CBS.